This video will introduce Mobile Relay version 2.0. First, let's see what's new in Mobile Relay version 2.0. As you can see, Mobile Relay 2.0 provides easy deployment in a single wired package. To deploy from a previous version, it requires several separate components with messy configurations, and it also requires a lot of installation work to do. Mobile Relay IDE also provides extensive support like content expector and unit test, which will be described later on in this video. Mobile Relay has seen a big enhancement in its cache component. Fetching cache in-memory cache has been optimized for a distributed service environment. It also provides multiple interfaces to leverage conventional and new trend technology for data access using DOM, JDBC row set, ORM, and JPA. The embedded business rule engine provided by Mobile Relay brings configurability and extensibility, and ease of maintenance at runtime. Extensible component architecture of Mobile Relay provides user-defined XPath function, as well as standard XPath functions. And it also supports lexical analysis for inline scripts fetched from remote website. This capability makes it easy to retrieve the output of JavaScript code. Regular expressions are also supported, which are widely used for various applications. Looking at the component diagram in second slide, Mobile Relay version 2.0 provides three interfaces, which client can use to retrieve data. First is DOM interface. The client can retrieve DOM structure, which describes online content like HTML, XML, SGML, JavaScript, CSS, text, and so on from a remote website using content adaptation. Second is the JDBC row set interface using DOM. It provides tabular sets of data to client. Finally, the ORM interface using JDBC row set provides an ORM model to client. The ORM model returns object based on data access driver. When using iBodies, for example, the ORM interface returns SQL map. The beauty of this slide is that if the client code is developed once for thin clients like mobile browsers, it can be reused on thick clients like smart clients, downloadable applications, and desktop web browsers. Starting now, we will see how it works with Mobile Relay version 2.0. The first thing to do is to create a new schema file. Making a schema file is simple. Click the right mouse button on the target folder and select New, Other, and the file type can be found in the MMP category. Click Felix Configuration and click Next to give a name to the file. After typing in the file name, click Finish to create the file. To save a little time, I'm going to describe with ready-made schema file. After the file opens, a number of global options can be set at first tab, such as character set, headers, and other options by selecting from the combo or pressing the Create and Delete buttons in their respective sections. Web clips can be created by pressing the Create button at the Web Clip tab. You can also modify the clip ID and description by pressing the Modify button, or delete the web clip by pressing the Delete button as well. After creating a clip, type the source URL from which you want to retrieve the data. When looking at the source URL, notice that there is a variable defined which provides a way to reuse the web clip resource. You can also define clip options like method type, character sets, options, headers for each clip separately. In this sample clip, we are going to use get method to retrieve data. When all configuration options are set, pressing the test button in data section will let us verify that we've configured everything correctly, including the source URL. To test, enter a value for a variable that were defined earlier at the source URL and select cookie if it's necessary. Then press OK. The correct result will show up if configuration has been done properly. The result view shows both the DOM structure and corresponding source for selected elements. Moving to the right side, we can now create a new row set by pressing a Create button. To modify an existing row set ID, press the Modify button, and to delete the row set, press Delete. By creating a row set from a web clip, we can narrow down the source data from captured document to get more specific results. When trying to find an appropriate row set path using XPath expressions, MMP IDE provides Content Inspector to help evaluate XPath expressions. To use the Content Inspector, click Windows, Show View, Other, and click on Content Inspector in the MMP category and press OK. The Content Inspector shows the applicable document tree structure as well as source code. We can figure out which node to retrieve and narrow it down by typing in XPath expressions. For example, we are going to narrow it down to specific div tag containing desired data. After finding a proper row set path, the resulting DOM tree and source code can be shown in the row set result viewer by pressing Execute button. The viewer can be referred to when creating columns. Columns can now create by pressing the Create button in the Column section. The reason to make columns is to narrow down the search even further to a specific value. To test columns, select the desired columns and press Test. You can find out whether or not the correct value is shown when looking at the results screen. Columns contained in the results screen can vary depending on which columns are selected before running the test. After making schema files for content adaptation, we can retrieve data from three interfaces mentioned earlier.